At the end of our Mae Hong Son loop, we drove up to Thailand's highest mountain, Doi Inthanon. Also known as the Roof of Thailand, Doi Inthanon National Park covers an area of 482 square kilometers in Chiang Mai province in northern Thailand. The highest peak in the park is Doi Inthanon Mountain, which is the highest mountain in Thailand with 2,565 meters above sea level. The park has high humidity and cold weather all year round. The flora consists of moist evergreen cloud forest, sphagnum bog on elevations over 1,800 meters above sea level, dry evergreen pine, mixed deciduous teak and dipterocarp forests on the lower elevations. There are several lovely trails to walk. The summit is accessible by car or bike all the way up, but you could hike a few hundred meters from the parking area to the actual summit. Doi Inthanon is one of the most popular national parks in Thailand. For Thais, this place is sacred, and we saw several nuns and monks at the summit on our first visit. It is famous for its waterfalls, lovely trails, remote villages, viewpoints, sunrise or sunset watching, bird watching. It is all year round cold weather on higher elevations, and you should bring a jacket and wear long trousers on visiting the summit. The main park entrance is about 70 kilometers southwest of Chiang Mai city center. It takes around 2 hours to drive from Chiang Mai to the summit. You definitely need a rental car or a motorbike to get there and to get around in the park. Up here, 5 kilometers south from the top of the main summit of Doi Inthanon, rising above the clouds and framed by manicured gardens, two striking structures officially known as Pra Mahatat Napa Methanidon and Pra Mahatat Napa Pon Pumisiri are some of the most photogenic spots in northern Thailand. The translation of the pagodas are quite poetic. One roughly translates to by the strength of the land and air, and the other as the strength of the air and the grace of the land. The property of the temples is beautifully manicured and impeccably maintained.
สวยสวย
สวยมาก
สวยมากๆจ้ะโอ้สวย
Between the two pagodas lies a massive stone courtyard with coffee and gift shops. The entire facility was more tourist enriched this year. We had to park off premises and the classic truck taxi or Sangteo shuttled us up to the courtyard. Most vehicles were kept out, which at least gives this property a bit of an open and uncongested feel. The two chedis are close to the main road. On our second visit in January 2025, we came here late in the afternoon and had only an hour to visit the two chedis before they closed the park. Doi Inthanon National Park is open from 5:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. every day, all year round, and there is an entrance fee of 300 Thai baht to visit the Doi Inthanon National Park, plus an extra 100 baht per person to visit the pagodas themselves. Cars will be charged with 30 baht and bikes with 20 baht. The first of the chedis was built in 1987 to honor the 60th birthday anniversary of King Bhumibol Adulyadej. The second chedi was built in 1992 to honor the 60th birthday anniversary of Queen Sirikit. They were gifts from the Royal Thai Air Force for their 60th birthdays. These beautiful stupas sit overlooking some of the most amazing mountain views. Flanking the courtyard are two massive stairways, one leading to the King's Pagoda and the other to the Queen's Pagoda. In 2020, we first turned toward the Queen's Pagoda and began our climb. The air was thin and breathing wasn't the easiest here, given the altitude. Only later we saw the built-in escalator. The Queen's Chedi is 55 meters tall, soft-colored, with mostly purples and pinks. The exterior is a sort of purple-gray, and the interior mirrors the softer colors. The Buddha figure inside of that Queen's Chedi is from Indonesia. I especially admire the details on the top of the Chedi, near the ceiling, the unique architecture, intricate details, and the symbolic significance behind each one. The Queen's Pagoda is circular with 7 tiers, said to reflect the 7 colors of the rainbow, a symbol of peace and unity. The outside is covered in sparkling colored glass mosaics, and right on the top is a massive bronze bell that weighs over 7,000 kilograms. We simply had to dwell on these wooden carvings with motifs from the life and work of Buddha. We only visited the King's Pagoda on our second visit in 2025 due to the lack of time before the park closed. Covered escalators were offered on both sides for the climb. The escalators only went up to the pagoda and everyone walked down the beautiful steps to descend. The two pagodas sat across from each other on an outcrop just down from the mountain's summit. Once you reached the top of each platform housing the temples, the view was breathtaking. Wide open and seemingly endless, you could see all the way across the Mae Surin and into Myanmar. I quickly noticed how clean and clear the air up here was compared with the polluted air down in the valley and on the fields around Chiang Mai. In March 2024, Chiang Mai was the most air-polluted city in the world. The outer part of the King's Pagoda is coated in dark granite and consists of two levels. Massive walkways surround the pagoda and on both levels offer stunning views of the countryside. Massive reliefs set on the outside edges of the walkways depict scenes of Buddha's ascension through the many levels of heaven. The imagery is striking and beautiful. We walk the levels, taking in the beautiful scenery and artwork. We reached the entrance to the pagoda, took off our shoes, and stepped in. The King's Pagoda housed a sitting Buddha statue with a gilded covering hanging above. The Buddha figure inside comes from China. The inside walls of the pagoda is done in black and brown tones. On the symmetrical walls that line the pagoda were carved images of places from Buddha's life, particularly his four holy places. The King's Pagoda is square in shape, with four tiers, each one representing a stage in Buddhist philosophy, from everyday life up to enlightenment. It's decorated with gold-plated Buddha images and beautiful carvings, though there's a lot to pause and take in if you enjoy the detail. These man-made tributes to the late king and his wife are beautiful monuments to his reign and life. One of the things I think is spectacular about this place is these kinds of mosaics. They are almost like mosaic relief carvings, but every single one of them is different. They all have different details. They are all featuring different animals and characters and deities, and they are all just so intricately done and so beautiful. Every single one is a new one to look at. There is a viewpoint with a good view over the west side of the park, a popular place to see the sunset. Two jetties are not managed by the park, but by the Royal Thai Air Force. We enjoyed the tranquility of the greenery and took in the beauty of the flowers and landscaping that enhanced the overall atmosphere. Each pagoda has its own beauty and design. The King's Jetty is 60 meters tall and more masculine and earth-toned. It isn't that much taller than the Queen's Jetty, but because it sits closer to the edge of the mountain, it feels a bit more majestic. We always try to understand the background of the places we visit, and for us this felt like more than just a photo and video stop. The symbolism, the setting, the atmosphere, it's one of those places that stays with you for a lifetime. If you ever come to Chiang Mai, you must visit the twin pagodas of Doi Inthanon. You won't regret it. Inside both jetties, you'll find murals that tell stories from the life of Buddha, blending Thai spirituality with the country's royal heritage. Go there yourself to see the grandness of this castle above the clouds in northern Thailand.